Here are the answers for logs day 14. So for these questions, you're changing the log into an exponential. So remember, to change into an exponential, you have to take the base and then swap the other two numbers. So my base here is 10 because there's none written. So I take the 10 and then I swap these other two numbers. So it's 10 to the 5th equals 10x, and then we're just solving. So 10 to the 5th power is going to be 100,000. Equals 10x, and then to solve for x, we're just dividing by 10. So we get that x equals 10,000. And you can have really big numbers here, you can have really small numbers, but as long as you're solving it the correct way, you're fine. So just don't think that you can't have large numbers, because you can for these, because we're dealing with exponentials, which have really large numbers. For question number 2, we're doing the same thing, but remember the base of a natural log is e, so we write this as e squared equals x minus 3. And then to solve this, to get x by itself, we're going to add 3 to both sides. So we get e squared plus 3 equals x. And then you could have your answer stay like this, but we're going to turn it into a decimal just so we can get that answer there. So e squared, and then add 3, and we get 10.389. Remember, we're going to do 3 decimal places, so we're rounding that right there. Question number 3, same thing, but here our base is 2. So I've got 2 to the 1st power equals 18 plus x. To solve this, 2 to the 1st power, anything to the 1st power is just itself. So that's just 2. And then I'm going to subtract 18 from both sides. And then 2 minus 18 gives us negative 16. So x equals negative 16. And then last one, again, same thing, rewrite it. 7 cubed equals 4x minus 2. 7 cubed, I'm just going to type into my calculator. And remember, this is not multiplication, this is an exponent. I saw a couple people multiplying these instead of doing an exponent. So just be aware that you are doing an exponent, not multiplying. So we get 343 equals 4x minus 2. I'm going to add 2 to both sides. So I get 345 equals 4x. I'm going to divide by 4 on both sides. And I get x equals 86.25. You could also leave it as the fraction, but we're going to do some decimals here. If you left it as 345 over 4, that would also be correct.